Now, in what is coming as a big relief for Adani Ports, the Supreme Court has stayed the Gujarat High Court's order to recover 108 hectares of land allotted to the Gujarat Mundra port. Now, let's go across to Varun for more on this. Varun, give us some more details of what happened in court.
So yeah, that's right. The Supreme Court has stayed a Gujarat High Court order that paved the way for implementation of the recovery of land allotted to Adani Ports in Navinal village in Mundra in Gujarat. Now, earlier this year, the state government had agreed to retrieve 108 hectares of cattle grazing land in the Kutch region after it was flagged that the villagers in the Navinal village were left with very little land for grazing their cattle. Now, this land was allotted to the country's top private port operator in 2005 by the then BJP government for the Mundra Port Special Economic Zone project. This case dates back 2011 when a PIL was filed by the residents of Navinal village challenging the allocation of grazing land or gaucher to Adani Ports. It was contended back then that the allocation had left very little grazing land for the villagers. Now, this case was initially disposed of by the Gujarat High Court in 2014 on the state government's assurance that it would grant 387 hectares of grazing land to the villagers. However, on observing a discrepancy in the state's offer, the case was recalled and restored. Now, earlier this year, the High Court found that there were around 732 animals for which an area of about 132 hectares of grazing land would be required. However, the allotment of land to Adani Ports in 2005 had left the villagers with only 17 hectares of grazing land. This led to the state government to file an affidavit before the Gujarat High Court stating that it would retrieve 108 hectares of lands from the Adani Ports. Now, the High Court gave its approval to the state's suggestion on July 5, but this order has now been stayed by the top court of the land.
All right. Thank you very much, Varun, for joining us and bringing us those details.